Hello everyone and welcome back to the colony where we are playing Drainage Simulator. Just kidding. We are kind of waiting for this to be emptied out. As you can see down here, we have some bad water flowing out in this direction, but that will take actually quite a while. There are a couple of things that we want to focus on in this episode. Most importantly, that for whatever reason did not want to let me do anything. Most importantly, I think we're gonna work on getting our tree supply up, meaning we need to high prioritize this corner right there. And we've already started planning this out. So there's still a tree that needs to be chopped down, and then they can start building the zipline station. So as they are doing this, we are now, there we go, also connected to the main pathway system, but we also need to figure out a connectivity part into our existing zipline network. And that's what we're going to do first. So let's go ahead and put in some dynamite. Let's also go ahead and high prioritize this, just so we are kind of ready to go. There's also one thing that I want to do because I will absolutely forget. We're going to start decommissioning this large water pump up there and start moving production down here. Also got the dynamite on this section right now, so let's destroy all of you. And with that small water tank being empty, we're gonna remove it, I prioritize the pickup, and then finally we're going to build a large water tank. Shout out to Joshua who joined my latest stream. Yeah, we're finally building some water storage. It's a bit weird to never have done this before, but I am starting to get a little bit nervous with the water supply. It is plummeting in the middle of the night. So, yeah, definitely time to put in some water storage. Game is really slow today for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why, but I guess that just happens. But besides that, they are putting this in. Great. Are they still planning all of this? Yep, we are waiting for some logs. So overall, it's doing okay though. I've also now finished chopping down all the pine trees. So sorry about that. I accidentally paused back here. So I am gonna unselect that from being cut down so we can make sure that we have enough resin coming out from the water shack. Tempest shack. What would a water shack even be? Oh boy. Alright. So we're also gonna make sure that we set all of this already up to be chopped down as soon as things are coming in. The zipline station is in now as well, and they have also built all of the dynamite up here. So let's explode this away and then go ahead and in paths and structures, we're gonna put our zipline station, new additional zipline station in here. I'll make sure we're connecting this up. And then this one will be decommissioned pretty quickly. But one thing at a time, I prioritize this. Let's also actually unpause one of the lumberjacks and put them on highest priority, because then we can start chopping down a few more logs, which will help us ultimately with our log situation there. We're also going to slowly basically recover all of our stuff from here and plan ahead for when we need to plug this hole. And I think the easiest way of doing this, actually put a triple platform in here, and then we can put a levee in this corner already. And once this is in, we can, well, once it's ready, so to speak, we can add another levee on top, and then this area should be completely filled up. All right, good. Because we're draining this, we also don't need any of that stuff up here anymore. So you go bye-bye. Definitely the water wheels, because we don't need them anymore. And I'm also going to remove a little bit of the power shafts, Wow. Brain freeze. Anyways, high priority on picking everything up. We still have one unemployed beaver, which is, I guess, not too bad. Let's also make sure they built this, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. All right, zipline station over here is in, so is this one. Let's already connect them up. We're also going to make a connection to this one. Didn't work. Try again. And then we're also going to plan... Oh, this actually needs to be on the highest priority. Come on, click for me. There we go. We need to plan out some additional logging areas? I guess so. But here we go. Somehow it still doesn't really want me to click, but I think this is now sorted. Okay, let's detonate these down here already. You are almost done with the last logs here. Okay. So in addition to this one, I want to make sure we have another zipline station over here. So putting in one just in this corner, and we're going to make sure that we're connecting both of these up. One over this direction, and oh, I needed this one over here. And then we'll plan on how to getting over this way. Now, where would be a good place to add a zipline station? All of our wood supply is here, so I kind of want to get them as close to this area as possible. Which makes me think, if I remove this lumber mill, I actually do have enough space to put in a zipline station right there. And then we just need a connector, which kind of needs to go up here. We can actually put them a little bit further in the back. Instead of, I guess we could also keep them up the front. Wouldn't be too bad. So let's do that. All right, make the connection through there. And then we have a kind of roundabout way of getting to this corner and reaching everything around here as well. Okay, most of the dynamite is in already. Let's explode this up, put in a double platform here, and then set up our oak trees on this side as well. In addition, I'm also gonna just keep planning ahead. All of this should become oak trees at some point. Gonna keep going with this, and yes, that forester will not reach all of that area. I stand corrected, he will reach all of that, but what we are gonna do instead is actually put in a secondary forester over in this corner. So put in a forester, froze a little bit. Let's make sure, I guess we could place you here, have a little bit of an overlap. Or we place you in the corner right there. I'm gonna do that instead. And then one more forester over this way. Can't go there because of the zip line. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, you should be able to reach everything that you need to reach. And let's just put you here. All right. So let's continue with our plans. More oaks, because more trees, more better. We're gonna leave a gap of 2 for lumberjacks over here. And one more gap for... Actually, we're not gonna leave a gap for a tooth grindstone, because we'll be putting in a platform on this side. And then we can put the grindstone on top. I actually do this already, so I don't forget. Not in decorations, under well-being. Grindstone right there. All right. You have nothing to do, so I'm going to pause you. The last dynamite is in here as well. Let's explode this, set you on highest priority. Have a look at... Wow. There's a lot of bad water coming out here. I guess they built the levee, ran away. I'm hopeful. Doesn't look like anyone got poisoned, so to speak. So, yeah. Nice thing is, it is drowning pretty fast. So I'm excited about that. Right. And what we want to plan up here, this is why we dug this little corner out, basically. Makes me think I probably should have exploded this as well. Because why not? Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Too much talking, I guess. So we're gonna remove these. And let's actually go ahead and put the triple dynamite in here as well. And then we're also going to disconnect the three up here, which will then allow us to put our pumping stations, which are underwater, obviously, mechanical fluid pumps. $2,500 science, sure. Why can't I place you here? Maybe I need to plan the other side first. Right. Let's go ahead and do that as well. One level down from here. And from here, also one level down. There we go. Let's make sure that all of these are on high priority as well. Again, not entirely sure why the game is so slow right now. But we'll figure it out. It'll be okay. Alright, additional wood is coming in over here. And there will be... We might actually replace this with food stuff, considering we have our food area over here. Which I initially was thinking we should do on this side. So if we are removing all the oaks, we'll actually allow for one more lumberjack over here. And then we're just gonna fill all of this up around here with oaks moving forward. Shall we just do oaks? The pine resin over here would make a ton more sense though. Alright, let's make sure we keep that corner then for pines. And I know some of this will be very likely destroyed in the next bad tide, but we'll see how these things go and then adapt accordingly. Actually, I will leave the gap over here and here. And then we should put a couple more lumberjacks on this side, maybe just 2. That can ultimately help out with stuff. All right. In terms of pines, we need about 100 for a tapper shack. So this is 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say about 50 over here. That's probably going to be another 50. So we're overplanting pines, which I'm not too much against. All right. Water's still looking good. Actually, the large water tank is in, so we are starting to store a bit more. And like I said, we're planning on retiring this water pump station. And instead, I'm gonna move the water pumpers down here. Now, the reason why I put additional paths over this way is that we can go ahead and destroy the ones on the inside, which will, in the long term, allow us to place 1, 2, 3 more large water tanks. And that should completely cover us with our water needs. Hopefully, maybe until the end of the game. But we'll see about that. Right. Gonna place these in, set these on the highest priority as well. And then we're probably just gonna build the large water pump here just to be ready with that. All right. Next thing. Oh, they have actually put in the dynamite up here. Very good, very good. Let's detonate these away. And actually, do you see that? No bad water here anymore. Awesome. Sounded like something was destroyed that shouldn't have been destroyed. I guess it's fine. Bottom line, we are going to add our water pumps on this side now. Mechanical fluid pump. Go here, and we also need to make sure that we're still connected, even though we might not need it anymore. I want to be very thorough on this side. So let's go ahead and put in more of the platforms that will allow our beavers to pass over across all of this. All right. Looking very nice, and once we're in the regular season, I'm hoping that we can start to fill this up again. In addition, I think it is also time that we start planning how to deal with all of this, and the easiest way that I can think of on figuring this out, after having done it on the other side, is to see where the sluices are. Nowhere. Very cool. Oh, are there really no sluices? Did I not put sluices in? I did not put sluices in. Very cool. All right, so instead, I'm gonna wait. In the next regular season, we're gonna check this out again. Just making sure that the water flow is okay. And maybe we just need to put in a second layer, like increase the water flow through this to get this a little bit faster. That should actually be very simple, because all we need to do is remove this backbone, probably until here, where we have 2 water streams coming in. But we'll see. Overall, I want to say we're doing actually pretty okay in terms of water supply. So let's hope it stays that way. Look at that. First fluid pump is in already. Not that we have anything for it to do. But yeah, we're ready when the water is ready. Okay, levee is in over here as well, which means we can start removing some of that infrastructure that we have built. Temporary infrastructure, but ultimately it will help us get a bit more of the material back into our colony, back into circulation, which I think will be very, very beneficial. We're a bit short on planks, which is in part, actually we're not that short on logs anymore. Interesting. I guess we're just using a lot of planks for building. Oh, this is in. Awesome. Let's actually go ahead and wrap up the connectivity all around there. Because I think they're currently using all the planks, yep, to build that mess that is this plan in here. All right. In addition, we need to plan a pathway for our water to tip over from here into this basin over there. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Where we're going to achieve that is dig a double layer down here. This should probably be a triple. You can be a double. And then we need another... I don't want to put a triple down here, actually. Oh, what could actually look really nice if we do a double here. And then a layer of singles over there. You know what? You can be a double too. And then we put another double. Actually, let's do a single down here. So we get a little bit of texture, so to speak, in there. Could also consider just opening all of this up and leave this entire corner. You know what? That's gonna look nice. So let's go ahead and remove you guys and you guys. Yeah, I change my mind every now and then. Right, level here, and then the water will actually just flow down this way. Now, part of the carrots over here will be destroyed, but I think that is okay. Guess we can actually put in 2 singles there, there, and there. They won't be able to reach this one, but I guess that's okay, right? Yep. And then the water should be flowing out this direction. And I should actually add in one more single dynamite over this way to catch potentially the flooding parts over there. Come on, Beaver. There we go. Let's open these up. Here we go. And then I think this will be actually quite nice once the water tips over. I know I'm planning pretty far ahead, but yeah, overall, I think that is all right. Okay, water supply, we're doing really good. Food supply, we're doing just as good. And overall, in terms of material, again, planks are a bit short. And that's mostly because we're building all of this. All right. You need more planks. You are in already. So I'm very excited about that. And we should actually now sort this part out. So if we are removing you... I disconnected this poor beaver. Put a staircase there. Let's rescue him. And then I'm also going to remove this zipline station, destroy the platforms over here, and then start putting in a little bit of dynamite. Good, not so much dynamite. There we go. Yes. Highest priority for these. Come on, rescue your fellow beaver. Just one more plank. There we go. Beaver rescued. Sweet. Dynamite is in here as well. Which means now we can... Well, first of all, make this connection until we have built our zipline station over here again. So zipline station just in here. Add a connection back into the back. And then let them have added. Also gonna put in a little bit of decoration because I think it will look very nice. So let's go in shrub, lantern. That's gonna be good. And I think it would be nice to have a little bit more down here. And one thing that I've just noticed, should probably put in a few more paths. And I think 2 benches under here will actually be quite nice. Now, unfortunately, they don't serve any purpose, and I wish they would, because it would just look nice. All right. Things are coming along. Actually, our zipline connection all the way over here is in. Sweet. That's also 9 days until the drought ends, so still a bit to go. Water pumps are in. This back here is starting to be properly cleaned up. So let's go ahead and destroy a bit more of that infrastructure that we don't need. There we go. Still got an okay amount of water storage in here. Once this tips over, that'll be good. And I also want to make sure that we have another pathway basically for our water in here, into here. Where would we need it? Basically on this level, right? I think so. So we could put in tunnels that go through this entire connection. We'll need a sluice at the end. Where would be, this might be the shortest path for us. So let's go ahead. A single dynamite here. Yeah, I think that is okay. And then we can put in tunnels across to the other side. And I definitely messed that one up. There we go. Which should help them basically sort this part out. So I'm gonna make sure they can reach it. Putting a little bit of a path system over here. And then if we put in a staircase, that will be good. Can we already plan? Maybe the path will actually stay there. We'll see. All right. Oh, highest priority, please. I would love for this to get done. Definitely before all of this down here. 8 injured beavers. Wow, that is a lot of injured beavers. So let's go down. How many do we actually have in here? 4. We're not producing dynamite. I think sooner or later we will need to expand our facilities over here. One thing that we should be doing though, not that is of utmost importance, but it would just be nice to have. Gonna add that corner piece back in. That actually needs to be a double, not a single. Double over here, single there, and then it's gonna fill up this corner. All right, here we go. Oh, actually, we're at it. Oh, I've placed these already. All right, zipline station must be in because they're transporting everything elsewhere. Let's go ahead and disconnect you. I want you to be connected to this one again. And this way, beavers can travel over here, take the zipline around this way, or walk over to this one, connect in here, and then take the zipline over this way. Metal blocks down here. Should also actually unpause this guy. Highest priority. I'm already deleting you. We don't need you here anymore. We also don't need the pine resin that we have here. So delete that. And then for now, we're also going to get rid of the roads. And we don't need the gear storage. All right. I remember putting this in. I don't remember why. If you guys remember, let me know in the comments. Anyways. How are things looking? Pretty dry over here. I guess that is okay. I want to make sure that these are done actually. So they can build them soon, and they can actually start planting the trees whenever they are ready. All right, that shouldn't actually take too long to get this done. Trees over here still look good. So all in all, I think we're doing all right. These pines die in 12.6 days. Guess that's also not too bad. Oh, that explosive is in. Gonna high prioritize this already. And this part. And And that will allow us to keep a bit more water storage over here. All right. What else are they doing? Second smelter is in up here already, which is good. And we do have the storage up here for the metal blocks, which is also nice. You kind of want you to go ahead and move these out so I don't need to look at them anymore. Hello, there we go. Okay, 3 unemployed beavers. What could we possibly have you do? There we go. Centrifuge back on. We already have all of these in, so I guess I'm unpausing a... Oh, no, pause the gear workshop. We're now 2 people out. Let's make sure we high prioritize you. Should also plan for additional lumberjacks. So 2 in here, 3 in here. And then we set 2 over this way. Okay, so that in, you cover a good amount. There's a bit of overlap here between you two. Was there overlap between you guys? You make it to here. Actually, I will need to move this one. I guess no harm done. Because, yeah, they're literally right. Not ready to plant anything yet. Okay, so there we go. Lumberjack, not lumberjack, forester. There we go. Double check. You make it to here. And you catch it on the other side. We actually want to move you, especially if these are pine trees that don't get chopped down. All right, so long term, we want to have you here. Temporarily, we're going to keep you in there. And then we're just going to make sure all of this is set to be cut down. I'm excited for this new forestry area. I hope we will be able to see it very soon. And even though we fulfilled the goal of putting these in, that drought has been going on for forever. So while we could wait until the regular season comes back and starts filling this out, I'm just going to call it an episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.